a new milestone with the official inauguration. The cotton sector in Burkina Faso is reaching a new milestone with the official inauguration of the National Center for Support to the Artisanal Transformation of Cotton, Senatak. This new modern facility aims to train and support local artisans in the processing and enhancement of cotton in Burkina Faso. According to the minister in charge of industry, this center is the result of a political will aimed at promoting the cotton value chain, creating jobs, and strengthening the national economy.
In this regard, Senatak is a powerful symbol of our commitment to supporting artisans and promoting expertise, fully in line with the vision of endogenous development advocated by the Popular Progressive Revolution under the leadership of Comrade President of Faso, Head of State. This center will serve as a catalyst for the emergence of new cotton processing techniques, thereby improving the quality of textile products and strengthening their position in both the national and international markets.
The National Center for Supporting the Artisanal Transformation of Cotton is equipped with classrooms, weaving workshops, tailoring and dressmaking workshops, as well as a computer room. This infrastructure is part of a drive for economic sovereignty by relying on local know-how and reducing the export of raw materials.
You know, the cotton and textile sector as a whole is an extremely strategic sector for Burkina Faso. Today, Burkinabe people, in a spirit of patriotism, proudly wear Fasodan Fani and Kokodanda. And obviously, we need to create the conditions to improve craftsmanship so that today we can initiate a virtuous cycle of endogenous development. We need to have the courage to refocus on the products we produce locally here in Burkina Faso, so that with our own know-how, we can process these products and above all, wear and consume the finished products with great pride.
The students at Senatak have received educational materials aimed at strengthening their practical skills.
I would like to thank the highest authorities of Burkina Faso because it is thanks to the government that we were able to benefit from this training. I do sewing at this center. I have learned how to make patterns, but also how to manage clients. I thank all the trainers. My goal after the training is to open my own sewing workshop.
At this center, we learn a lot of things. It's really good. We also do our best. I make Fasodan Fani fabrics. I create different designs to attract more people because well-done work is always appreciated.
Born from the cooperation between Burkina Faso and Italy, the National Center for Support to the Artisanal Transformation of Cotton was established at a total cost of over 1,500 million CFA francs. Located in the Industrial Zone B on the Bama Road, Senatak aims to restore the full value of Burkinabe cotton through its local processing.
Yes, here we are. Welcome and greetings to all of you, brothers and sisters. I'm speaking from here in a beautiful motherland continent. As you can see, too green, too beautiful, too attractive. But the good news is that Burkina Faso has said enough is enough for the importation of second-hand clothes. You know, it doesn't make sense that we Africans, we grow cotton, we process our cotton, but we import second-hand clothes. So why don't we Africans grow our own cotton, process it, and then create our own clothes? If you try to imagine how much we lose, we are almost 1.4 billion people. Try to imagine every single person maybe need one cloth. Maybe that cost, maybe let us assume it costs $1. So with 1.4 billion people, how much it costs? How much we can earn by selling our own products to 1.4 billion people? It is more than 1.4 billion. So how much we lose by importing second-hand clothes? You know, the thing that the Western power has succeeded is to control our minds. They have controlled our mind to think that we Africans, we can't process what we produce. But the good thing is that right now, Burkina Faso is awakening. And I'm very happy to see African diaspora have decided to come back to Burkina Faso and also say they are going to support industrialization in Burkina Faso. This is not for only Burkina Faso, this is for Africa. You know, sometimes when we talk about Burkina Faso, people think about only Burkina Faso. This is not for only Burkina Faso. This is for the entire continent of Africa. Whether The cotton is being grown in Mali, cotton is being grown in Ghana, in Uganda, in Tanzania. Let us, all of us, make sure that we process this cotton. You know, I remember the words of the late president of Tanzania, the late President John Pombe Magufuli. That man was so clever. That man was so blessed. He said one time that let us Africans process our own cotton, create clothes, wearing it, all them, and then send to others. You see, can any African leaders speak like that? Right now we have leaders who are afraid to speak the truth. I don't know why. We thought maybe we'll be killed. Let me tell you, even Jesus was killed. Even Muhammad was killed. So what are you afraid? The time will come, you will leave this world. The time will come, you will leave everything. Don't afraid to do what is good and right for your people. That's what African leaders, I don't know who has told African leaders, but by lying and suppressing and supporting Western interests, you will live too long. So I want to tell our leaders, African leaders, please do what Traore is doing. Do what Magufuli said. Do what Kwame Nkrumah said. Do what Thomas Sankara said. Do what Pat Emile Lumumba said. If you think you will stay here for too long, brothers and sisters, the time is limited. Time is limited. It doesn't mean how long you serve the interests of the West. The time will come, you leave this power. You leave this world. Let us leave this world when you have done a great thing for your people. So I'm very happy to see that the people of Burkina Faso, under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, is doing very well. By doing this, it means you are creating jobs. You see, our young and people of Burkina Faso, brothers and sisters in Burkina Faso, are getting jobs. You know, we have been talking about peace and security, peace and security. The one thing that we need to do as Africans to ensure that we are going to have peace and security, let us create jobs. By not creating jobs, if we don't create jobs, brothers and sisters, we will not see peace and security. We never see peace and security as long as we continue to serve the interests of the West. Let us serve the interests of our people. I don't know what's wrong with us, the people of Africa. Maybe it's curriculums. I don't know. Sometimes I try to think myself, what's make African leaders serving the interests of the West? What they fear to serve the interests of Africans? They fear death, but death is there. They fear maybe removed from power. You never stay in power for too long. Even God, maybe let us assume God will give you 100 years in power. But the time will come when you will leave the power. So why don't you serve the best interests of our people? Look right now what Trump is doing. Trump is serving the best interests of white people. And that's why you saw Trump is talking about white South Africans. Trump is talking about what is happening in Ukraine. Trump is talking about, he's serving the interest of white people. How many African leaders are talking about the interest of black people? Except Traore, Goita, and Chian. The rest are serving the interest of the West. So we need to change. We need to make sure that Africans, we have everything that, we do everything that can help the people of Africa. You know, I know sometimes maybe we inherited poor system, but I cannot blame the poor system. I can blame ourselves. I can't blame the West. I have to blame myself. We young people, what have we done? We Africans, what have we done? We went to school to be educated. Which education did we get in schools? Maybe it's Western education. Maybe it's colonial education. But how can we change our minds? You know, when someone telling you something, you have to also to share your own thoughts, to compare the one what he said and what you think. Are they in the balance? If not, let us take the good decision. So, brothers and sisters, good thing that Burkina Faso is showing us the way. And I wish our other Africans, leaders, and we Africans who are in the continent to follow the same suit. let us embrace and support what is happening in Burkina Faso. I know some of us, we are saying, Burkina Faso is led by military, Captain Traoré. Of course, we have different views, we have different opinions. We cannot, all of us, be in the same suit. But let us select the best. The thing that we Africans, we fail to differentiate between the reality and what we hear from others. Let us stay on the reality. We are Africans. Some may say, this is a business. I know we have business people who are enjoying and making a lot of money by importing second-hand clothes. But remember that by allowing that, it means you are creating jobs for others. Why don't you create jobs for your people? Yes, you want to earn a lot of money. What next? What next after earning a lot of money? So I think as Africans, we need to go back to our roots, to go back to our drawing table to see what we can do as the people of Africa. So my dear lovely family, I'm sharing this purposely for you to understand that it is possible if we are serious, we want changes. So of that, brothers and sisters, let us not speak for too long. I'm enjoying to be here in this beautiful place. You can see so green, so attractive, so beautiful. Sometimes I want to speak in the area like this, where maybe you Africans, you don't hear me, but I hope trees, even the stones, even some insects will hear my voice one day. They will come up and say, there's a man who came out and speak the truth. You may rejected me, you will try to do whatever you think, but I hope by saying in the area like that, that is so cool. Let me try to keep silent for 5 minutes. What are you here? The sounds of insects, sounds of birds, it is so silent. So I like always to come to areas like this where it is so silent. I hear the voice of birds, the voice of insects, voice of winds, so that maybe if I tell you, you don't understand, but I hope trees like this, insects like the way you hear, birds like the way you hear, will come one time say, there's a man who's spoken the truth. That's why I love to be in this, in area like this. So, family, brothers and sisters, let us not give up. Let us push and make sure that we achieve what we want to achieve. We are Africans. We lack nothing. We are the best people in this. We have everything. When God creates this continent, sometimes you may wonder, what God thinks about Africa? Because God given Africa everything. God has given Africa all kind of weather. God has given Africa rivers, lakes. If you talk about Great Lakes, you talk about Victoria, you talk about Nyasa, you talk about Tanganyika. If you talk about mountains, you talk about Kilimanjaro, you talk about Atlas, you talk about Mount Kenya, Elgon, Rwenzori, and others. If you talk about wild animal, you talk about national parks like Serengeti, Manyara, Masai Mara, and others. If you talk about maybe deserts, you talk about Sahel. Sahel is here in the continent of Africa. You talk about Kalahari Desert. If you talk about the desert that meet with the sea or the ocean, you talk about Namibia. Africa has given everything. Let me ask you, which things God didn't put in Africa? Uranium, manganese, gold, diamond, tanzanite. What God didn't give us Africans? Horrible land. The question is, what are we doing as Africans? Why it's others? Why it's Chinese who are coming far from their homes to Africa and enjoying the beauty of this continent? Where are we Africans? We are. Where is our leaders? For how long should we continue to lament, to cry? Africa is a blessed continent. Africa has everything. Africa is blessed, brothers and sisters. Maybe when I'm talking about blessed, you don't understand. Please take a time, maybe one time, visit your homeland. To visit the entire continent to be cost. You know, we still have these boundaries. You need to pay for visas for some countries. I know some countries have allowed, for instance, Rwanda, Kenya, Burkina Faso, you can go free without paying for any kind of visa. But others are still holding visa fees. But try to move to your homeland and see how God loves this continent. And we claim ourselves, we are Christians, we are Muslims, we are Africans. But we don't believe that God has given everything to us. So what we need to do is to awakening and to do what is good and right for this continent. You know, sometimes when I see Africans lamenting, I say, okay, it's okay, you have to lament, but the reality, we are failing our God. We are failing our creators. Because creators thought that we Africans, we can do the best, we can lead this world. But because of our ignorance, because of our foolishness, we have failed, or we have failed our ancestors. We have failed our creators for what we are doing right now. It doesn't make sense that we grow cotton, we process cotton, then we import second-hand clothes. Who are we? Who are we? So, brothers and sisters, let us not speak for too long. I'm enjoying to share good things from a beautiful continent. As you can see, dear lovely family, Africa is so beautiful. See, I'm speaking from here. No, sometimes when I tell you Africa is a blessed one, beautiful one, sometimes you don't understand. You see, Africa is so nice, so beautiful, so attractive. Sometimes we need to speak with our ancestors so that maybe they can hear our voice and change minds of our leaders that go and save the interest of Africans. So of that, have a nice time. See you next time in other video. I love you, my dear lovely family. That is the only sacrifice to you I can do. Have no maybe money to give you, have no other thing that I can offer to you, but the only thing that I can offer to you is to give you these good words from our continent, Africa. That is my contribution. That is what I think I can do for you. Maybe it is not okay, it is not good. Sometimes I bore you. Please forgive me. I love you. I love you. That's why I'm doing these things. We need to empower ourselves. We need to energize ourselves. No one will come to energize us and to give us inspiration except we Africans ourselves. So, bye-bye. See you next time in another video.
Thank you, Africa.